Oh, y'all caught me off guard. Good evening. I'm late. Okay. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Beth Lewis. Good evening to you, Miss. I think it said Hot Pink. Good evening to you as well, Maggie. I think I said that right. I see Nash is in the house this evening. Lisa Robertson is in the house this evening. Good evening to you as well. And someone named LaShawn Davis is in the house from Illinois. Sean, welcome, welcome, and welcome. Crazy P. Hi, Mr. Scott. Good evening to you. Good evening. Thank you for tuning in as well. Let's see. Cindy Lincoln is here. Good evening to you. Houston is in the house. We're talking about Houston tonight. Yeah. I see Miss Williams. Miss Williams is always faithful. I gratefully appreciate it. I thank you for your genuine love and support for this channel. Um, I'm going to start out with something that I didn't want to start out with, but I'm sure you all know about what's going on now in, was it North Carolina? Charlotte, North Carolina is in the house. I didn't catch your name, but good evening. Thank you for tuning in as well. Brown is in the house. Good evening to you. Tina Holland, Tennessee present and ready. I salute you kindly. Thank you for tuning in. Latricia, I see you. I see you. Much love to you, big time. Love you, big time. Love you, big time. Okay, what is that? Candy. Hope I pronounced that right. From Philly. Philly is in the house tonight. Kansas City is in the house. Kansas City, Missouri. Kimberly Cowell. Hope I said her last name right. Probably did. Okay. All right. Thank you all for being here tonight. The phone lines will open up at in about 10 minutes. We're late. We was having some issues with Facebook as always, so we were doing this simultaneously, but it don't look like we're going to be able to do it with Facebook, so we'll just have to share the video with Facebook once tonight's show has come to its end. Lisa White from Minneapolis, Minnesota. You know what? I love Prince Roger Nelson until the day I die. I was listening to him today in Detroit, DMSR, Dance, Music, Sex, Romance. Dallas, Texas is in the house. Miss Coleman, thank you for tuning in to tonight. I see Star Love is here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Tammy Arlington from Illinois is here. And Tanya Wells is in the house from Beaumont, Texas. Austin, Texas is here. Georgia, good evening. Thank you for tuning in as well. And I believe I got a chance to read the opening lines. They hung up. Somebody was calling in. Um, Tonight, we want to send out our condolences to the family of 15-year-old Zaria Joshua Burgess. 15-year-old girl, she was killed, brutally raped, and killed by her father. After the father committed the unbelievable, diabolical crime, he went to the police station and he told him he was turning himself in. The lady at the front desk asked him to for his name so that she can run him in the system and see what he was wanted for. And he told her, "I'm not in your system. I just killed my daughter." And he told police where they could find her body. Police, without a moment's hesitation, went to the home in Hampton Meadows Road, that is in, I think it's Union County, North Carolina. And there they found the body of 15-year-old Zaria Burgess. She had been brutally raped multiple times by her father. He is now charged with kidnapping, uh, first degree statutory sex offense, first degree sexual exploitation of a minor. Uh, He kidnapped her and he raped her multiple times. And cause of death is to believe to have been a sharp force injury to the neck. I think he told the police that he slit her throat. And we send our condolences out to uh, the entire family. You have our prayers and our condolences. I see Lisa Robertson says that's terrible. Yeah, it is extremely terrible. I thought maybe when the story first broke, it may have been an accident, him killing his daughter. But 3 hours ago, we get the email that it wasn't an accident. He admitted to what he had did to her, and he has been held in jail, and he's been held without bond. And I totally agree with that. Again, to the family of Zaria Burgess, our condolences to you, our prayers. Her father's name, Joshua Lee Burgess. I think he's 32 years old. And again, he is being held without bond this evening. I don't know what's going on as far as parents and children are concerned, but uh, I think in many ways, even as diabolical as the acts are lately, I think Shamika Williams says that's a demonic spirit. Yeah, and yeah, I totally agree with that. I think God, in His own way, is trying to tell us something. And if I would take a gamble, don't quote me on this because it's not biblical. It's just what it just dropped in my spirit is that God is trying to tell us that we got to go back to olden days where whether they're our biological children or not, we must begin to check on them because something is going on and it's not good. Every day, not every other day, every day, probably for the past month, we've had a child killed at the hands of a parent, be it a father, stepfather, stepmother, biological mother. And there seems to be an increase in the killing of kids. So it's not enough to say you care, but don't care enough to make a difference with what's going on. When you see something, yeah, Union County, North Carolina. If I'm wrong, let me know. I think that's what they said. Yeah, Union County. Um, I just don't think some people should be allowed to have children. They just shouldn't. But until we begin to speak out and pay attention to what's going on in the home across the street or next door, things like this will continue and will get worse. Bette Lewis says it says in the Bible that mother against exactly mother against daughter and father against son. And so I'm glad you said that the Bible is, whether you believe in it or not, the Bible is fulfilling itself. But there there must be more than you coming on someone's Facebook page and reading the post and you saying, that's so sad. My prayers are with them. And that's great. That's wonderful. But I think we're going to have to do more if we want to stop this or get it to the lowest that we can. Uh, it's a sad situation. It is. My philosophy throughout life is my child is your child and your child is my child. Uh, we have to look out for one another. Daughter of the King, Revelation, without a doubt. Uh, yeah, we need, Miss Williams said we need to do more than just words. I totally agree with that. And we have to get to the point where we just have to be nosy, be nosy, and find out what's going on. If you think something, sometimes what you're thinking, you might be right. A lot of police officers will tell you a lot of their crimes are solved with a hunch, not necessarily physical evidence, but with a hunch that something might be wrong, and they pull over a certain vehicle, and then there's somebody in there that had been kidnapped or maybe had just robbed someone or whatever. And so you get that hunch. I would rather for you to call the police and the police come out and say, well, there's nothing there, than for you not to do anything. And then the police come out with or without you calling. And then the coroner pulls up and then the black bag comes out. Uh, a child, regardless to age, cannot get no more than you give them. They believe in you, they love you, they trust you. Whatever you said to them, they take it to heart. If you said they're good, they're good. If you said the child is bad, then the child will begin to think that he's bad, and you just like your dad, you ain't gonna be shit. Well, you're putting this into the child's mind, and he began to act out the characteristics that you said is him because of who you laid down with. But don't be so quick to put the man down because remember, you got your legs wide open, you laid down with him, so you have to take some blame for this as well. But this is pathetic. This is earthly pathetic. Macy says she's sorry. She's like, you're fine. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for tuning in. So I have a 8-year-old granddaughter, love her to the ends of the earth. Uh, Oftentimes you hear me say she's my heaven on earth. You know, even if I don't see her a lot, when things are not going right for me in life, I think about her and I smile. Um, and if she's somewhere and someone sees her and they think something, God, I would hope you would call the police. Even if you're a million percent wrong, I would still shake your hand and say thank you because you know what? It could have been something wrong. And you made the call. You made the call. Um, it's just sad. I mean, it's sad, but we have to wake up and we have to realize that we have to get involved. Whether you want to get involved, and I don't give a fuck about you being mad because I called child protection services or I called the police. I thought something was going on and it wasn't. I deeply apologize for that. But if you would do this vice versa, you probably would have done the same thing that I did, or at least I hope you would have done that. And maybe they come out and they don't find anything wrong, but something was about to go wrong. But guess what? Your call killed all of that. A 15-year-old girl is now dead at the hands of the man who helped give her life. And he turns himself in. Kimberly says, I would be thankful you was concerned. And we need to get back to being concerned. Your child is my child, and my child is your child. This past weekend, nothing different. We always receive a lot of phone calls. But this past weekend, for whatever reason, Saturday especially, we missed a lot of calls. We 38 of the calls that we were able to catch, all of them were females, and each caller had the same concern about the little 4-year-old girl in Houston, Texas, named Maleah Lynn Davis. One lady had emailed me for me to call her and left her number. Okay, I wrote it down. Call her later. And so when I got ready to call her, I just happened to look up at my YouTube channel, and while I was calling her, she was making a comment on the YouTube channel, again asking for me to call. And so I did. And good evening, Valerie from the great state of Florida. Loving parents should thank you for caring. That is Cheryl Ray. I totally agree with you on that. Precious says, Lord, protect our children, even from some of us. You know what? You reminded me of a song the bishop said. He said, Lord, hide me from the enemy. Hide me from the one that seek to destroy me. Hide me from the one that don't like me. Hide me from the one that really wants to hurt me. Hide me from the enemy. And at the end, the bishop said, hide me from the enemy. Even if the enemy you hide ain't nobody but little old me. Parents should be teaching about stranger danger. But today, most parents have become the stranger danger they should have been warning their children about. Karen Porter, another Brittany Barnes. Amen. Amen. Um, and some parents shouldn't be allowed to have kids at all. But anyway, this one lady when I called her, the lady's she's on her deathbed, suffering with cancer, and she was concerned about Maleah Lynn Davis. And when I found out about her illness when she told me, I didn't want to hold her on the phone too long because I wanted her to get a rest. I understand your concern. I told her, I said, and I greatly appreciate that. But I don't want you to get yourself upset to where you make things worse for you as far as your health is concerned. But she was insisted that we talk, and we did. And she's pissed about what's going on with Maleah Davis, just as many of you are pissed as to what's going on with the Maleah Davis case. And if I had to sum it up in a few words, it would be something close to nothing. But we are about to change that tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about the Houston Police Department cannot be trusted. I'm going to say it again. The Houston Police Department cannot be trusted. I'm going to say it again. The Houston Police Department cannot be trusted. There's some backdoor dealings with this case, and I aim to expose it. And I exist without fear. Peggy Johnson from Dallas, Texas. Good evening. Thank you for being in the house tonight as well. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the governor. I don't care if you're the chief of police in Houston, Texas. I don't give a damn who you are, what you do in life, who your parents are, or who you connected to, or whatever. I exist without fear. I'm going to expose. I'm going to expose because I know sometimes law enforcement cautiously moves slow, but I was giving them the benefit of the doubt, and now I don't think that's what they're doing. I don't know what kind of pull Brittany Bowens and her family has with HPD, but I'm about to find out. And I think it's time for uh, another agency to come in and not only investigate the Houston Police Department, but come in and investigate what really happened to Maleah Davis. And my first question uh, to anyone that's in law enforcement in Houston, Texas, is simple. I just want to know why Brittany Bowens is not in a jail cell. Because from what I read and from what I know and what I can verify, they could have held her on a 48-hour suspicion watch. They could have done that. Brittany could have been arrested for child neglect, child desertion, because at the time when this happened to Maleah, Brittany Bowens was still under investigation by CPS. Her caseworker was, I think, Alicia Williams, I think was her name. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Alicia Matthews was on the case concerning Maleah Davis, and I know for a fact that Alicia Matthews has spoken with the Houston Police Department and informed them about her ongoing investigation because the kids had just recently been returned to uh, Brittany Bowens. And basically, what they did, along with Brittany, George Lopez, CPS workers, they signed Maleah Davis' death warrant. That's what they did. Um, and so I don't trust the Houston Police Department. I think someone uh, called earlier. I think they're going to call in tonight. I think, and basically what the lady said is that we need a change of venue. Somebody else needs to come in and investigate this case. And I totally agree with that. There have been so many inconsistencies in their stories. I mean, you don't know who in the hell to believe. You just don't know. And when someone is coming out and they're speaking the truth, they're speaking the gospel, they're telling you what they know. And don't tell me that I wasn't there. I don't know what the fuck happened. Let me tell you something. The police wasn't there either. But if they do the goddamn job right, they're going to tell you what happened. I didn't have to be there to know that Brittany Bowens orchestrated her child's death. If Brittany was in Timbuktu and Maleah Davis was shot in the head, Brittany can still be arrested for conspiracy to commit murder and murder itself. Trust me, if I tell you it's Easter, dye your eggs. It's just that damn simple. Brittany should be in jail right now, but she's not. And I'm getting pissed with HPD because even I said this the last time we did a thing on Maleah Davis, even in Maleah Davis' death, people are still neglecting her. People are still turning their backs on her. People are still treating this child like she never exists, or as if she was some inanimate object void of any feelings or understanding whatsoever. I see Spice is in the house this evening. I'm so honored to have you in the house tonight, Spice. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Uh, Mouths and cities and states shouldn't separate us from doing what's right. When you see wrong, you call the wrong out. We've gotten to a point in this country to where we applaud the wrong and we give a thumbs down to the right. So many calls said these people were pissed about Maleah Davis. The case is going nowhere. It's going nowhere. So my thing is this: I sent letters out to people that I know I needed to send them out to get them to find out what the hell is going on. Because right now, I don't give a fuck if they're on here listening. If HPD is on my channel listening, I know why they're here because they know they're wrong. I'm gonna find it out. I promise you that. I'm going to find it out. I made a vow to Maleah Davis: as long as I live, her story will never die. And I promise you, it will never die. You all are still disrespecting the child in a death. Nobody in the family gave a fuck. They wouldn't even buy the casket. They wouldn't even buy the headstone. And some of them bastards that all had GoFundMe pages up. So what the fuck were you doing with your money? You didn't do a damn thing for Maleah. Nothing. Not nothing. You went by her headstone. So that tells me that y'all did not give a fuck. Brittany Bowens, I've heard what you said. That it's over. You won't be charged. I promise you. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but I promise you, your big ass, you going to jail. I don't give a fuck what the chief of police told you. I don't give a fuck if you're fucking somebody on the force. I don't give a fuck if your mother, Brenda Bowens, is fucking the chief of police. I swear to God, heaven backing me up. You will be fucking exposed. We're not gonna let this shit die. Some might leave it alone, but I promise you, as long as I'm black, that's going to be a long time. I'm not going to leave it alone because I know it's some bullshit going on in it with the Houston Police Department. You motherfuckers can't be trusted. There are so many complaints. I mean, we don't like years of complaints going back. I have people calling telling me that in order for certain cops to work a case or do this for them, male officers told them point blank, "I want some pussy," and we got proof to prove it. I promise you that. I'm not just talking shit, swallowing spit. If I tell you it's Easter, dye your eggs. This is pathetic. We are almost at the end of a year, and y'all hadn't done a goddamn thing. Darion Fence did not kill Maleah Davis. But if he did, hypothetically, he killed Maleah Davis as a request, order, and demand of Brittany Bowens. That's an evil bitch. That's an evil bitch. I never refer to her as the mother. I now refer to her as the female that gave birth because she carried her in a womb, but she didn't have her in her heart. For the next few nights, you might get tired of what I'm going to be speaking on because I'm we're going back looking at everything from day one. And there's a reason that I feel it is extremely important to go back from the beginning and to show you some things that were said that police are now saying, no, that's not true. But I know for a fact it's true. I got the paperwork to prove it. I got the paperwork to prove it, and I'm going to. I'm going to. I won't rest until the truth comes out and the killer or killers are standing in the courtroom as defendants, not as spectators. Killers. I know what you did. Good evening, caller. You're live on the air. What's your name and what state are you calling from this evening?
This is Till. I'm calling from Houston, Texas.
Good evening, Till. Thanks for tuning in to the show. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I overheard you talking about starting from the beginning of the case, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So what I noticed was that there was a lot of paperwork with the CP. What is that? The Child Protective Services?
Yes, ma'am. CPS.
And yeah, CPS. And they never really disclosed much information about that. But when Maleah was first born, it seems like as soon as she was born, she started being abused. So it's sort of like when you say that Darian didn't have anything to do with it. I'm not sure, but I know she should be held responsible because of her record of child endangerment.
Yes, ma'am.
So going all the way back, so that should be in the spotlight, before anything, before, Darian ever should have said a word. I mean, they started putting out, Darian said this, Darian, all of that. So they should have broadcasted the CPS documents because it was a lot of, she had all these bruises and that didn't start with Darian because he's not the actual father. So, they also didn't have the father, much input from or much interviews or anything from him. And maybe we could see what their relationship was like and how, why they broke up, because it could have possibly have been because of, her being abusive to him or her just being, an abusive person in general. But that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to touch on the, all the CPS documents that they never really just discussed.
Well, Till, listen, I thank you for calling. You hit some great points. You're right. It's time we look at their relationship as to why did they break up. And I'm not 100% sure that Darian Vince didn't kill Maleah, but if he did, again, he killed Maleah at the request of Brittany. If he did, Darian Vince is mentally challenged, and as I always said, who easy to pin it on. But when you talked about Craig Davis, when Craig Davis first spoke to the media, go back and pull it up. He has his baseball cap on, and the cap is like pulled down over his eyes. You can barely see his eyes. So I listen more to what body language says than what someone speaks out of their mouth, because body language will tell a story that the mouth never will. Now, several things I noticed that when we did get a look at his eyes, there was no worry in his eyes. He was speaking as if this wasn't his child, in my opinion. He said, I don't want to talk to nobody. I'm paraphrasing, but Darian Vince, the questions I got can't be answered by the police, can't be answered by Britain, can't be answered by the media. Nobody can answer this but Darian Vince, and that's bullshit. But you have to watch him, because when people don't want to make direct eye contact with you, that says something about them. Now, he's not no fucking saint. During the CPS hearing, Brittany Bowens, Craig Davis, Brittany Bowens, Craig Davis, Brittany Bowens, Craig Davis, Brittany Bowens, Craig Davis. Charges alleged physical and verbal abuse from both of them. And so when it's first broke and they said, well, she should have been with a biological father, as I always said, I don't know if the outcome would have been any different, but there's a reason why the whole world is watching this case and talking about this case. God is really trying to tell us something, and so many of us now are focused on this, and that tells me one thing: they're not going to get away with it. They're not going to get away with it because if you open up an investigation on the Houston Police Department in with this case right here, here's what happens: you get another department is investigated, and it becomes a domino effect because you start finding things that you really wasn't looking for and you couldn't believe. So you go and say, this whole goddamn police department is fucked up. And
why would you ignore? Why would they ignore so many abuse, cases like that? Usually a kid complains about their mother's abusing, and they're ready to take the kid, right out of the house right then and there. So why did they let these people keep their child so long? And this is what happens. So I think that, so nobody can be responsible. Nobody wants to be responsible. The people whose fault it is. Nobody wants to be responsible for her death, but everybody wants to blame Darion because he's, slow or mentally ill or whatever the case is.
Exactly. Exactly.
I don't know if, like you said, I don't know if he killed her or not either, but as somebody that, is irresponsible and already has, cases of abuse, like, that's your fault. You should be held responsible. You should be in jail. Because that's like, instead of you having police charges, you got, child, police charges, basically.
Exactly.
So you should be the one. Exactly. You should be the one going to jail and having to,
Yeah, you're right. If I had been the investigator, my main focus right then and there, let me focus on the mother and stuff. So again, listen, I thank you for calling in. I thank you for your continued support for this show.
You're welcome.
Enjoy your evening.
You too.
Let me touch on something real quick, and if I'm wrong, then I deeply apologize. But someone made a comment. I'm paraphrasing. I think her name was Cheryl Ray. Something to the extent about what we were focusing on was wrong. I don't know who that comment was for, but it was something to the degree about why we were misspelling Maleah's name. I want you to go back and look at what you said. And since you talked about misspelling Maleah's name, I want you to go and look at it and see how you spelled it. Okay, we're through with that. Now, the lines are now open if you were trying to call a little while ago and you couldn't get in. But let me say this here. The last damn thing I'm concerned about is how someone is pronouncing Maleah Davis' name or how they're spelling it. I have a mission, and my mission is Maleah Lynn Davis. We give a damn how they pronounce it or spell it. Good evening, caller. You're live on the air. What's your name and what state are you calling from this evening?
From Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas. What's your name?
And the name is Joyce.
Ma'am?
And the name is Joyce.
Joyce?
Yes.
Okay.
I was calling about the Brittany.
Yes, ma'am.
I feel like she should be in jail, and I feel like that she had something to do with it.
Amen to that.
And it do make me mad every time I see her.
And you know what, Joyce, it angers a lot of people when they see Brittany, and because it angers me that I know she should be in jail along with Darion Vince. She's talk texting or something like that. Oh, okay. Okay. Thanks, Ray. And yeah, so I agree. Yes, she should be uh, in jail. Something elderly people say a lot, and I believe in it. It says it all come out in the wash. But uh, it's going to take a lot of people speaking up and speaking out. It's time to write your leaders who you have put in office to let them know that you don't like the way this case is being handled. And HPD won't come out and say anything, and then when they do come out, they tell little truths and a whole lot of lies.
And I also believe that Houston police do have something to do with it, or hiding something.
I agree with you. I totally agree.
Because anytime CPS comes in a person's life, I mean, the woman is always the first one to look at.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And that's not the case with her.
Exactly. So we're going to get to the bottom of it again. It's just start. It's time for us to start sounding the alarm. As much as you can talk about it, post on it. Again, write your leaders, and as I'm doing, to demand another agency go in and find out what the hell is going on with this case.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to call and put my 2 cents in.
George, your 2 cents is welcome here. I thank you for your genuine support and enjoy the rest of the show.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. Good evening, caller. You're live on air. What's your name and what state are you calling from?
Hello, Big Brother Spice, and I'm calling from Wilmington, Delaware.
Your name is Spice? What's your name?
This is Sugar and Spice.
Oh my God! Go ahead, talk to me.
Amen. Love you. But I wanted to. Well, I'm gonna be brief, but I think that the cop, that sergeant, and I think Brittany's mom. This is my thoughts, based on as a woman, it's possible they could be screwing or close to it. Based on what I saw at the Maleah's day, how close they was, and I know women. Mm-hmm. So I kind of get something about that. You had it did a live, and you called out. You said they all need to be investigated, and that's how I feel like they subtly. These women are very manipulative. Obviously, the mom and are very manipulative. There's no emotion, witty, or whatever you say that word with it. So it's my that's just my thought. That's how I feel, and I'm. But I love you. I'm gonna keep watching the show.
And I love you too. And I'm always gonna keep watching your show. And it was a pleasure to speak with you this evening.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too.
Bye bye. Good evening, caller. You're live on the air. What's your name and what state are you calling from this evening?
Hello, Mr. Scott. How are you?
I'm doing fine. What's your name, ma'am?
My name is Bristol.
Okay, thank you. What's on your mind this evening?
Mr. Scott, I really wanna know why. It's really important that I know why that taxpayer dollars are being paid to protect Brittany Bourne when nobody protected Maleah Davis.
That's a good question. I posed that too when I saw her walk into the courts with armed guards. Like, well, who in the hell was protecting Maleah Lynn Davis? We're treating Brittany like Brittany is a victim when she's really a damn suspect.
Right. Yeah. And there's another concern that I have too, the photo of Brenda Boynes and Chief Sabato. It seems like an affair. Mm-hmm. When two people don't live in the same house, you're gonna have that touch-feeling thing that was very inappropriate. She wasn't crying uncontrollably, where he had to console her. They just was playing around with each other. Mm-hmm. And I do believe to get justice for Maleah, this case needs to be moved out of Harris County.
Well, I'm gonna tell you that you just preached. Because I totally agree with you. If we want justice for Maleah Davis, I agree with you 1,000,000,000%. We will not get that justice with the Houston Police Department. And I want to go back briefly to what you spoke about earlier. The picture of Brenda Bowens and the police chief. Ma'am,
Yes, sir.
you spoke about Brenda Bowens and the police chief taking a picture, right?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
I did.
Yeah, and here's the thing. There's nothing wrong. Absolutely nothing wrong with them taking a picture together. They can do that. Here's what's wrong. When I look at that picture, and that picture is totally inappropriate to me. To me, it looked as if her and the police chief was on their damn honeymoon. I think it was a very, very inappropriate picture, and I don't think you're the only one who thinks like that. As far as that picture is concerned, the grandmother did not appear to be a grieving grandmother at that time. Ma'am, you still with me?
Say it again.
You still with me?
Yes, I'm still with you.
Well, let me ask you this. What do you think about Darion Fent's involvement?
I think Darion Fence got through under the bus, and I think his attorney should ask for a change of venue. I think his family members should come and ask him to say what part he played in it, because he had some part in it, but tell the whole story about what happened.
Mm-hmm. I agree. He is not innocent by a long shot. Regardless to his him being mentally challenged, he had a role in this, but I just don't think his role involved killing Maleah Davis. I just don't, and I could be wrong on that.
No, I don't think he killed her at all. Brittany killed her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we have to keep Maleah Davis' story out there, and we must start to call people. We must start, to let them know that you're dissatisfied with the way that this case is being handled. If they think we're going to sit back and just let this thing simmer down, and then they do what they want to do with Darion Vance, and Brittany Bowens doesn't get charged, they're fools with serious problems, But contrary to belief, they really don't have a damn thing on Darion Vance.
No, they don't.
They don't. And so it's like they're trying to piece something together while he's locked up. But nobody is investigating Brittany Bowens, who had an open investigation with CPS at the time her daughter came up missing on May 3rd. Her daughter came up missing, allegedly kidnapped by 3 Hispanic males. And on April 30th, that's today, I think Brittany alleges that she left town for the funeral. Well, you have to watch those 2 dates, and I've said that this from the beginning. Don't ever forget April 30th and May 3rd. Those 2 days right there gonna eventually tell a story.
Yes, it will. And from where I'm sitting, Mr. Scott, what it looks like to me, Brittany is untouchable, and that baby was tortiously murdered. And I'm not understanding that situation, but I will not stop talking until I get all the answers that I need, until Brittany is arrested, and whoever else, maternal and paternal side of the family, people need to step up, because everybody knows what happened. And to have the type of injury that she was going through with the surgery, you had to fall from a 6 or 8 feet ceiling to have that type of wound. You're not going to fall from a chair because she was little and she was low to the floor. That's not going to cause that type of injury to her head like that. That makes something, she had to have something blunt blow to her head to cause that type of injury, have those many surgeries, and her brain was still bleeding.
I totally agree with you. And I'm about to read some of the report from what you just said about her falling and stuff. And when I first read the report, I'm like, well, damn, what kind of table was it? And how was the damn chair? Because that you hit the floor like that, that would not produce that kind of injury, you know? I mean, it's just impossible.
It will not.
You know,
it will not.
It won't. And so
it will not. And Houston Police Department, I don't trust them at all, because I'm listening what the media is saying, and they're walking it back. They're walking it back, and we're looking with our eyes. We're looking at what we see with our own eyes, not what they're saying. We're looking with our own eyes. But now you're gonna walk it back. Walk it back to where? Exactly. If you want justice so bad, walk the other way, because you're going backwards right now. Backwards won't get you anywhere. That's it.
That's it. That's it. But you know, I say this all the time. Most people have been doing wrong for so long, they now think the wrong that they do is right. And I don't know what kind of connection Brittany or her family has with HPD or what they have over somebody's head in the police department, but every damn thing must be looked at. Everybody have to be investigated. Every damn body that's involved. I'm not just talking about the death of this little girl. I want them investigated for her life on planet Earth. She was tortured from day one. From day one, this little girl who did not ask to come here, who never knew what it felt like to be a child, was tortured 365 days a year. So with me, it ain't just about her death. I want to talk about her injuries and stuff, because that's where it all got started at. I thank you so much for calling in, and I hope you enjoy the rest of tonight's show, and thank you for your support.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to read something to y'all before we take another call.
Okay.
The Houston Police Department alleges that on or about May 3rd, 2019, at 9850 South Kirkwood, Harris County, Texas, Darion Vance committed the crime of tampering with evidence, namely a human corpse. Maleah Davis allegedly went missing, possibly kidnapped by 3 Hispanic males. This was a recorded interview with the Houston Police Department. On May 3rd, 2019, at around 7 p.m., he leaves the apartment at 9850 South Kirkwood with 2 children, going to pick up his girlfriend, Brittany Bowens, from the airport, who had been out of town for a funeral. Please note, Houston Police Department said they confirmed that Brittany was out of town. I'm not saying she wasn't, but I'm just saying at a certain time she wasn't. 3 kids were left in the care. Listen to me good. 3 kids were left into the care of Craig Davis. All right. Darion Vance, who is not the biological father of Maleah Davis. Her biological father is Craig Davis. Now, Craig Davis says when he went to go pick up the children, that Darion Vance said, "You can't get Maleah, you can't see her because she has the flu. She's sick." He says, okay, and he leaves. Now, let me tell you something. I don't know a daddy on planet Earth is going to let another man tell him when and when he cannot see his child. I don't give a damn whose house she's in. That's mine. You don't tell me that I can't go in and see that. But I'm wondering if Darion Vance even said that. I'm wondering if he just went and got Peyton, whom he really loved, and just said, fuck Maleah Davis. I also believe that when he got there, whether he knew it or not, Maleah Davis was already dead. There's no doubt in my mind that Maleah Davis was already dead. Now, um, police say they they pulled the records on Thursday to see where Brittany Barnes was at, and that she had left the state with a return date of May 3rd. There we go, though, that date again, May 3rd. But why would Craig Davis pick up one child and not pick up the other? It don't make any goddamn sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me that you would pick up one and not the other, especially with Maleah Davis having had several brain surgeries, black eyes, marks all over her body. I mean, who would just say okay and leave their child there? Doesn't make any damn sense to me, but I know who wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. But here's what Darion Vince said when he allegedly was going out to, somebody says it's obvious they didn't care and still don't. None of them shed one tear. Who said that? That was Rare Shanice, I think, said that you're on the money. You are on the money. Macy C, it's like nobody wanted Maleah. You are 1,000,000% correct. Now, Vince says when he was on his way to the airport, he heard a popping sound. So he pulled the car over to check on Greens Road at Highway 59 in Houston. Immediately after he pulled over, a blue pickup truck pulled up behind him. There were two Hispanic males, got out. One of the males makes a comment about Maleah Davis, saying, "She looks very nice." The second man hits me in the head and I lose consciousness. Number three, he wakes up in the back of a blue pickup truck with Maleah Davis and his biological son. And the men are just riding them around town. Darion Vince says, I keep going in and out of consciousness, in and out of consciousness. So while he's going in and out of consciousness, the three Hispanic males are just riding him and the children through the great damn state of Texas. We now know that was a lie. 6 p.m. Saturday, Darion Vince alleges he wakes up alone with his son, but there's no sign of Maleah Davis. He walks around for several hours. We're going to go somewhere. Watch this. He walks around for several hours seeking help. Nobody would help him. Nobody would help him. Walking the interstate with his son. Nobody would help him. But finally, watch God work this thing out. Here's what God did. Watch this. Somebody came in his path and gave him a ride to Sugarland Methodist Hospital. But when he was being interviewed by police, he said he walked. He said he walked. He said he walked. Surveillance video, this is where Brittany Bowens come in and the investigator. Watch this. Surveillance video shows Darion Vince not only walking into the hospital, child in tow, it also showed that he was dropped off with the same identical car as to the one Brittany Bowens had just recently purchased. This was a silver Nissan Altima, okay? This was a silver Nissan Altima, a silver Nissan Altima. Well, the investigator said he eventually told the truth. It was the car. But who was driving it? It was a female driver, a relative. Pull it up. This is what HP said. HPD said he said. Yeah, somebody came along in the same car. Wow. Yeah, won't he do it? Now watch this. Let me pull up something. I'm trying to get the number here. I want y'all to go back and pull it up. Don't believe me. Check me. I might be lying. I might just be wrong. Now watch this. It just so happened he was picked up in a silver Nissan Altima, same make model of Brittany Bowen's. Not only that, it had the same goddamn tag number. 3092G9 Texas tag. Same goddamn tags. And then you come back a couple of weeks ago and someone sent me a video of a reporter sitting in a vehicle saying that the police said, no, that wasn't Brittany Bowen's car. That person that was driving is not related to this case, is not related to the family, so we're not going to even bother with them. Y'all telling a goddamn motherfucking bitch-ass lie, and I got the goddamn documents right here looking at them. That ain't what you said. That's not what you said. So now you are going to talk to all of us like we're fucking super stupid and tell us that wasn't the car. You got to be fucking crazy because we not. That was Brittany's car. So why in the fuck are y'all protecting a goddamn killer? A child killer at that. You motherfuckers are sick. Y'all sick. Y'all trifling. You ain't trying to solve it. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But we got to find out. Now you come and say, that wasn't Brittany's car. Oh God. Really, dude? There's a reason. As I said earlier, I'm starting from the beginning, going back over, saying a lot of things I said from day one. You're going to find out why in the end. Everybody's still treating Maleah Davis like she never existed. When that caller called, I think it was the last one, and she said we need a change of venue. I agree 1,000,000% with that. There's no justice in Houston, Texas for Maleah Davis. If we got the Houston Police Department investigating, you all are spending taxpayers' money to protect this fat killer bitch. Didn't nobody protect Maleah Lynn Davis. Brittany goes out to clubs, beaches, shopping, no goddamn bodyguard. I just find it, isn't that coincidental? It was the same car, identical to Brittany's. And not only that, y'all, a female was driving. That same car that Darion Vince alleges the kidnappers took, I don't know why in the fuck they needed that, was also seen, I think the next day in Sugar Land, Texas, at some interstate. So we have recorded interview of Darion Vince. The investigator asked Brittany Bowens. The investigator asked Brittany Bowens. The investigator asked Brittany Bowens, come here. Whose car is that? Whose car is that? Without a moment's hesitation. Brittany Bowens says, I solemnly swear, that's my truck, that's my car. So now the police said, oh no, she thought it was her. Isn't that something? I thought it was funny too. I said, you know, people that you can't think straight with something that happened. Latrice said they all need to be investigated without a damn doubt. Without a damn doubt. She said that was her goddamn car. And now you want to come back and watch this here. They found it extremely important to get to every fucking media outlet with that same goddamn lie and push that out there. Y'all some crooked bastards. Y'all some crooked bastards. You're supposed to be here to serve and protect, but not serve and protect a goddamn fucking killer. I don't know who dick she's sucking or what the fuck is going on, but it must come to the goddamn light so this case can end. is no longer just about Maleah Davis. It's trying to make sure this never happens again on planet Earth because CPS failed when they set her back. And if Matthews, the caseworker, said, well, I wasn't in agreement with her going back. Well, your goddamn ass should have went to the nearest medium and raised your hand and said, the Judge Lopez sending the child back, she's going to die. You didn't do it. You didn't do it. You didn't fucking do it. So all of y'all signed Maleah Davis' death certificate. Here's what happened when they went to Brittany Bowen's apartment. On Sunday, May 5th, 2019, Detective Shaw of the Houston Homicide Division went to the apartment of Darion Vince and his girlfriend, Brittany Bowens, with their consent. Now, the detective found drops of blood in the hallway leading to the bathroom, and various surfaces of the bathroom where blood was found. Crime scene investigators came from the Houston Forensic Science Center, and they sprayed a chemical regimen that reacts to blood. We all know what it is. That's luminol. Get some goddamn dumb criminals on planet Earth in 48 hours has tried to educate some of you dumbass criminals with some of the goddamn techniques that the police use to arrest you and convict your ass, but y'all still kill somebody and go to Walmart and buy tons of fucking bleach and come and wipe it down. You can't see it. The naked eye can't see it, and you think it's gone. When that spray that luminol on there, it lights up blue like a goddamn Christmas tree. Goddamn 48 hours tried to help some of you son of a bitches. They took a toothbrush out. That toothbrush was the toothbrush of Maleah Lynn Davis. After testing, the blood in the apartment was consistent with the DNA on Maleah Davis' toothbrush. Darion Vince told them before they went, he said, there should be no blood in the home and that no one was recently bleeding. But again, DNA samples from Maleah Davis' toothbrush matched the samples of blood taken from the apartment of Brittany Bowens and Darion Vince. Matched. May 9th, 2019, the silver Nissan Altima was discovered in a parking lot by a taxi driver. May 10th, 2019, the vehicle was processed for evidence. 2 cadaver dogs were ordered to come to the scene. Both dogs are trained to pick up the scent of a decomposing body. And both dogs, named Remy and Coca. Thank you, Remy. Thank you, Coca. Both dogs picked up the scent of decomposition in the vehicle. Both dogs picked it up. They trained for that shit. Again, Brittany Bowen tells investigators the vehicle in the surveillance footage from outside the emergency department of Sugar Land Methodist Hospital was indeed her vehicle, which arrived approximately 11:21 p.m. CPS worker who was investigating Maleah Davis, Alicia Matthews, spoke with authorities. June 3rd, a request for phone workers, including text messages, and incoming and outgoing calls from Darian Vince's cell phone. This request was sent to Sprint PCS Wireless on May 20th. Sprint PCS Wireless, they wanted information from May 20th, 2019 until June 3rd, 2019. Later on, Malcolm X, with the flat ass toupee, alleges he got a confession from Darian Vince. He didn't. Made a visit and spoke with him at the jail. The lawyer came and immediately filed a motion to prohibit jail visitation by Cornell Ralph Evans, who is not an attorney, but he is a goddamn crook. And in order to be a crook, you got to be a good goddamn liar, and he lies his ass off. That's it for tonight. I'm done. Listen. This is a serious case. Don't let it die. Don't let it die. Don't let it die. Spice is she's coming on the show soon, and she's gonna do a segment with me about Maleah Davis. She's gonna give her perspective on the case, and so you probably hear some things that I haven't said. She's great at what she does, so hopefully we can get her here. Hopefully this week, about next week, we can have her on the show. This is a very serious case. This case here will make the difference in how police handle these situations and how CPS respond to allegations. Whenever CPS is called and it's a legitimate claim, that means one thing: the child or children may be in danger. Danger how? It could be the difference between life and death. And I don't know why you were sent her back, and she had half a skull cut out, bleeding outside of the brain. You can't determine how it happened. I understand that. This is me pretending I'm Judge Lopez. No, I'm not gonna be Judge Lopez. It won't be me. Y'all can't. You don't know how it happened, doctor. Okay, that's fine. I understand that. But thank God you're not the only damn doctor on planet Earth. Take them back to wherever they was at. Whoever has custody of them right now, do not let them go near Darian Vance, Craig Davis, or Brittany Bowens. They will not go back until I find out what caused the injuries to this child. Why weren't, we don't want to happen to nobody, but why weren't the other two kids treated like Maleah Lynn Davis? What judge in her right fucking mind would sign an order to send the child back, and weeks later, Maleah Davis' body would be found in the woods after it was dismembered? Why do we dismember bodies? Because Maleah Davis' body was evidence, and the evidence to that body was going to go directly to the killer or killers. That's why she had to be dismembered. As simple as that. CPS, y'all ought to be ashamed of themselves. Judge Lopez, your ass went on the bench for 30 goddamn days. You need to be somewhere selling a bond. But this is not for you. I said all the time, this ain't no goddamn do-over. A child is dead. A child is dead. And it's apparent to me, probably damn near everybody on my live feed, that Houston Police Department don't give a fuck. You come out and say, I confirm this, I confirm that. And don't come on my goddamn fucking page telling me, well, the police said they confirmed this. I don't give a fuck what the goddamn police said. They confirm shit every goddamn day and be telling a goddamn lie. That's why they fuck over y'all so much, because you believe, well, the police said blah, blah, blah. Fuck the police. As long as I live, Maleah Davis, your story will never die. We're going to get to the bottom of it. We're going to get to the bottom of it. Listen, I'm not tied to any organizations or clubs or any damn thing, which means one thing: I can't be bought, and I'm going to tell it like a TI is. All of y'all tortured this child until death. Janetta Gus, your ass did it too. Darian Vance is not innocent. Craig Davis, you ain't no goddamn fucking saint. I know your history. You were on the documents for abusing your own damn child. It had to be a reason why they didn't want you to have them. Come on. And then you come back. I won't talk to nobody but Darian Vance. How in the fuck you know Darian Vance killed? These are accusations. That's it. Why won't you talk to Britain? You should have kept your goddamn mouth shut, Craig Davis, especially with you being in the middle of an ongoing investigation about your own child with CPS. You shouldn't have had the goddamn audacity to come out there and say that goddamn thing. You shouldn't have. You shouldn't. You riding in the goddamn back of the limo, pretending you're a goddamn rapper on your way to your daughter. All y'all fucked up. All y'all fucked up. Listen, I gotta get out of here. My voice is going. So do this for me. Do this for me. Everybody on this live feed right now. The minute I get out of here, I want you to go to paypal.me/injusticegotcha or the Cash App $ Eddie Mays Boy. If each one of you give $1, it will be a blessing. It will be a blessing. And it's not just for Maleah. It helps keep us on air and able to go and investigate crimes and become the voices for people who don't have a voice, like Maleah Davis, when people just don't give a fuck. Walking around with Maleah Davis on a damn t-shirt. Maleah Davis dead. She should have been in your goddamn heart. Now she wouldn't be on a goddamn t-shirt. Y'all are all some evil bastards. And for somebody said it a while ago, well, God gonna handle it. You're right. God gonna have his day, but I got to have my day first. Then God get the leftover and do what he want to do with them. Listen, I'm not Scott with the Justice Investigation. We will see you all tomorrow night. Again, do not forget, donate, donate, donate. Thank you for your genuine support for this channel. We love you. I'm not always right, and you are not always wrong. Be it the Lord willing, we'll see you all tomorrow night. Thank y'all. Y'all enjoy your evening. Where's my water? Okay, honey, I'm through. Was it? I kind of like that one too.